Greetings everybody. If you're watching this and you're new to photography or you're already a pro or expert, this is a great video to understand the fundamentals and the basics of a DSLR. What is a DSLR? It's a digital single lens reflector. Why is it a single lens reflector? It's because in the middle, in between of this DSLR, there's a mirror, and this mirror helps you take photos, or helps actually the camera take the full photo. And today I'm going to show you guys two key things that you need to keep in mind whenever handling a DSLR and shooting manually. And the two things is your IOS and your shutter speed. What is shutter speed? What is IOS? IOS is the camera sensitivity and how sensitive the camera is. So as I switch my camera on over here, I'll show you guys the IOS. Boom. This is my IOS that you see over here. So my IOS starts at 100. 100 is preferred based on the daylight photography that you're shooting. If your scene has so much lighting, if you're shooting out and about where the sun is out, it's preferably use 100 as your IOS, because that's the basic standard points. But if you're shooting late night photography and you want to add more lighting within the camera, you shoot at a higher IOS. So my IOS is from 100 and my highest is 16,000. Other DSLR and other cameras have different variety, different range of how far it goes. So which means for me, my camera can allow 16,000. More light into it. It's more sensitive to that. That's IOS. Shutter speed. What is shutter speed? Shutter speed is about how quick the lens or the camera takes the photo. Where you hear that, that's the shutter speed, which means shutter speed helps you freeze actions. Which, in other words, if you're at a sporting match, a sporting game, they use a high shutter speed because they want to stop the player from doing the sports. Like the simple infamous photo of Michael B. Jordan over there doing his, that was taken by a high shutter speed. And a low shutter speed is when the camera actually takes time to actually take the photo. So a low shutter speed allows more light within the camera, and a high shutter speed allows less light within the camera. Low light, why would you want to take a low shutter speed? It's for creative purposes. Like for example, at night, if you take a photo using a tripod of a moving car with a low shutter speed, you will not capture the car, but you're going to capture the light of the car that's moving across. That's what shutter speed does. And knowing these information or these tips on how or what these DSLR is, on how to use IOS and shutter speed, this is the best way that you're going to need to know this. And when you do know this, please go home and practice right now. Take up your DSLR and start shooting. Thank you.